What's up everyone, it's Dr. Girdwood, and for this episode we're going to talk about incarceration. It's not the only thing that you talk about when you talk about deviance in a sociology class, but I had the chance to visit a prison last week during the summer of 2025 through the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice, and I thought that I would encapsulate my visit into this video for you to provide some of the statistics, the facts and figures that the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice gave to me before my visit, and then I'll recap my visit for you. One thing I want to make very clear, these are stock photos, and the source of these stock photos is indicated in the video, but these are not actual photos. No photos were allowed during my visit to the prison. While the US contains less than 5% of the world's population, the US holds 25% of the world's prison population. About 15 million Americans touch the legal system each year, and about 20 million Americans have felony convictions that stay with them forever. In all but 2 states, voting-aged citizens convicted of a felony are barred from voting for at least some period of time. Voting rights are restored automatically upon release from prison in Michigan. Incarcerating people costs a lot of money. $183 billion per year in taxpayer money is spent on the U.S. criminal legal system. Michigan spends about $28,000 per year to incarcerate each individual prisoner, which is more than double the amount of cost per year to educate an individual K-12 student. For context, a college student living in the dorms year-round at U of M Flint taking 30 credits is about the same cost, $28,000, to incarcerate an individual in Michigan. About 100 million Americans have some kind of criminal record, including arrests and misdemeanor convictions. 53% of the people in prison are parents of minor children, and 2.7 million children have a parent in prison right now. When I made my visit to the prison, I arrived at about 5:30 p.m. and met 2 guides from the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice, plus 1 intern. There are about 10 or 12 of us all together who are making a visit that day. We walked through a few metal detectors and up an elevator and into a public room where we met about 10 or 12 inmates. The first order of business was to do a few brief introductions. We stated our first name, where we were from, and what our favorite food was and why. This was a real good icebreaker for me because I said my favorite food was a Caesar salad, and this connected with another one of the inmates all through the session. Even at the end, the inmate mentioned how much we connected over that Caesar salad. The next thing we did was break into small groups. Our group had 6 people in it, 3 incarcerated individuals and 3 non-incarcerated individuals, of which one was one of the guides from the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice. In that small group breakout session, we first answered this question: what's a quality or trait in other people that you really admire? For me, it was respect, and that connected with another inmate. Both of us really valued the quality of respect when it comes to interpersonal relationships. We then talked about what makes us laugh the most. For me, it was my friends, and for other inmates, they had similar answers. However, one inmate's answer surprised me because they said the people in the prison were some of the most funniest people you would ever meet, and some of the things that happen in the prison are the funniest things you'll ever see. The last question was, what's your favorite childhood memory? And the answer that stuck with me the most was the inmate who said he enjoyed cooking with his Nana in the kitchen in Flint. Right before we left, the inmates told us something that they thought was most profound from the visit. One inmate said that it was like therapy for him, and another individual told us to cherish all of our freedoms and our daily lives. Oh, and how could I forget? We talked about Verners and the Detroit Lions and all the antagonism that Detroit sports fans have for their sports teams. All in all, it was a real privilege to get to know these individuals as part of the Frederick Douglass Project for Justice visit to the prison. I intend to go back, and I really encourage you to do so. Thanks for watching this episode of Sociology Lives in Flint, and I'll see you next time.